Okay, now we are moving on to the type 3, which is the quadratic trinomial. Quadratic trinomial, it means that the number of terms in this expression is supposed to be how many? 3. Okay, when you say tri, it means 3. Remember we did binomial, it means the expressions were 2. I mean the terms in the expression were 2. That was why it was called binomial. Okay, so with this one it is trinomial, meaning we'll be getting 3 of the terms in the expression. Okay, and then it is quadratic because it has a degree. The highest power of the variable in it has a degree of 2, so it would be what? A quadratic. All right, so if you have any expression in this form, ax squared plus bx plus c, it is a what? A quadratic trinomial. Trinomial because it has 1, 2, 3 terms. Okay, and the variable has what? A degree, the highest degree of 2. That is why it is quadratic. So should it be equated to a certain value, then it becomes a quadratic equation. But if it is not equated to anything, it is what? And it's just an expression. Okay, so now you realize that it contains x to the power 2 and then x, then what? A constant. Okay, so when you have a question like 2x squared plus minus 3x plus a constant, say 1. Okay, now you realize that the a, when you compare this expression to the one above, you have that, you see that we have a to be equal to 2, b to be equal to -3, and then c to be equal to 1. Okay, so if c is equal to 1, a is equal to -3, and then a is equal to 2, there are certain steps to follow in doing this. So the first step is to find the value of ac. So AC means a times c, so we pick a, which is what? 2 here, times c, which is 1, so we'll be getting what? 2. All right, so now after getting these 2, then you look for the factors of these 2, which if you add, you will be getting the coefficient of this x here. Okay, so factors of these 2 that we've gotten, which is AC, that when you add, you should be getting what? -3, which is the coefficient of the x. So now you list the factors of 2. We can have what? 1, 2. It is a factor of 2, and we have -1 and -2, which is also what? A factor of 2. All right, -1, -2. Okay, so that is the factors that we have. We consider in this, we consider both negative and positive values. Okay, we can also consider what? -1 and then 2. All right, so now let's see. When we add 1 and 2, will we get -3? No, it will give us +3. So this one is not, we can't select this 1 and 2. When we add -1 and then 2, will you get -3? No, because it will give us +1. So we can't consider that factor too. But the last one is -1, -2. When we add them, would we get -3? Yes. Okay, so in order for it to be easy for you, if you are conversant with this, or if you are used to, and the number is just there, you can just in your head bring out the factors, then you insert it and go your way. But if you don't know it, try to list the factors of the value of AC. Then from there, you do it bit by bit till you get the answer. Okay, just like I've just done. That's why I intentionally wrote all these things to make it clear to you. So now we have -1, -2. All right, so after getting those factors, then you replace it in the equation. You replace it by that particular coefficient of -3. So this is what I mean. So you repeat the equation, which is this, then minus 2x minus x minus 1x, but we don't write the 1, so minus x. Okay, so after doing it this way, then you come back to, you realize that it will bring you back to the type 2, which we did, which has to do with you grouping the first 2 terms and then grouping the last 2 terms. Then you factorize, you do a factorization, then you have your way with it. Okay, so now with the factorization, I have 2x squared here minus 2x. 2x is common in these 2 terms here, so 2x can come out of the bracket. Then to left with what here? X minus 1. Okay, so when you expand this bracket, you should be getting back to this expression. Minus here, the common factor is supposed to be 1. Okay, 1, 1, but we can't write the 1, so we just straight ahead open a bracket. Okay, so left with what here? X, then minus 1. Okay, so if you multiply negative by the x, you should be getting -x. If you multiply it by the -1, you should be getting +1. Okay, so now you realize that the values in the bracket are the same, so you write the factors in one bracket, which is here. You know there is 1 here. Okay, just that we don't write it. Okay, all right, so now 2x minus 1, those are the factors which we factorize outside the bracket. Then you open another bracket, then we repeat one of these 2 brackets. okay, which will be giving us this. So this is the total factorization, or this is how to do the factorization of a trinomial, okay, which is what